So to humans, a straw may be convenient, but to a sea turtle, it can be life-threatening. So you look at this picture of an aquarium. You see happy family looking at the glass, which contains marine life. So you, as humans and as citizens, you might have visited this same type of exhibit when you were younger. But in reality, marine life is really looking like this. This sea turtle has a piece of plastic straw to be exact, punctured into its nose. This is what's actually happening in our oceans. About 8 million tons of plastic end up in our oceans every year. The ocean is literally becoming almost like a toxic soup for marine life. Plastic is creating giant garbage patches in our oceans. There's 5 to be exact. The largest one is between Hawaii and California. This fact was given to, I found this fact from Mohammed Abedi, a journalist for CNN. 80% of recyclable plastics end up in our oceans. This is from Science Adventures Academic Journal. So there's a couple reasons to listen to the speech. One, we live by the sea, so when we go on vacation or when we head down to the coast for the summer, this plastic is destroying these destinations. And we, as Americans and as people of this world, we are the solution. So plastic is causing problems to our coastline and marine life. This is happening because humans use too much plastic, and our methods of getting rid of plastics are ineffective. The solution is us as a population, we all have to avoid using one-time plastics. We should switch to plastic alternatives like metal and glass. This right here is someone that's cleaning up the coastline. We all should follow what he's doing. There is a opposition to my argument, which is that plastic is very convenient. You don't have to wash plastic, and you could just easily discard of it, but it does end up going into like a landfill or into our sewers, which ends up in our ocean that many people don't realize. So plastic is killing our marine life. Marine life mistakes plastic for food. They digest this plastic and end up dead or seriously ill. Marine life gets caught in plastic, can holders to be exact, and sometimes even plastic bags, and they become immobile or they get suffocated like this dolphin. Plastics kill thousands of marine animals every year. This came from the California governor, Jerry Brown. Our seafood and our air are being poisoned. Creating plastic requires petroleum, natural gases. Manufacturing these plastics and the burning of fossil fuels creates carbon that is released into our air and into the plastic that is in our oceans. This is from Mallory Macklin from Our Green Planet. Plastic contains endocrine disruptors for fish, so when digested by fish, they receive these endocrine disruptors, which makes them have 3 eyes or all messed up. So the fish we eat are being poisoned. You, by eating these fish, may not even realize that you're being poisoned because you're ingesting these chemicals. Like I said before, there are 5 islands of plastic in our oceans. The largest one, like I said, is between Hawaii and California. These garbage patches are feeding grounds. With the way the currents work, they basically swoop around in a circle collecting all this plastic garbage. So the causes for this: we're in the age of plastic. People are lazy, and instead of using glass plates or metal silverware, they use plastic so they don't have to wash them. Plastic is quick and convenient, like I said, and the average individual uses 185 pounds of plastic per year. That's enough to kill hundreds of fish. That's literally me standing out in the ocean. So landfills are oddly placed by the oceans. For some reason, we put our landfills close to oceans, and due to the location, bodies of water are usually breezy, So when wind blows these plastics into our ocean, becomes a feeding ground for our fish. Only 12% of all plastic is recycled. And another way that plastic gets into our oceans is our method of shipping this plastic to China. The plastic does not end up making it to China, it blows off into the water. During this journey, the plastic also manages to find its way into the ocean. This is from Hillary Brueck, Business Insider journalist. So as you can see, we have yet to find a way to properly dispose of plastics. The solution is to use reusable items. Don't use a straw at all. If you're asked for a straw, if you work for retail, or not retail, if you work in the restaurant business, if someone asks you for a straw, then give it to them, but if not, don't give it to them. Use a metal straw that you can reuse. They also have bamboo straws that they're trying to get to disintegrate once it gets into the oceans. Like I said, plastic water bottles are very commonly item used of plastic. They're easily bought at stores and stuff. It's better to use a metal canteen that you can wash instead. These canteens may seem expensive, but you buy one instead of weekly buying a 25 pack of water bottles. It adds up. And lastly, plastic bags. They are the most common piece of plastic that there is. They're also one of the most detrimental. I advise you guys to use your own bags that aren't plastic. You may ask yourself, what's the difference that I can make being one person? Like I said earlier, about 185 pounds of plastic is used per person per year. Can you imagine that? I bet you don't even realize this, a class of 20 kids or a group of 20 adults, that comes out to 3,700 pounds, nearly 2 tons a year. So in review, plastic is a huge problem. The causes are being lazy, not having regular ways to get rid of it. Us as humans, we are the solution. And I do realize that it's very convenient to use plastics, but I advise you guys to not use plastics. You don't want the full ocean to look like this in this picture. So I go back to the picture of the family with the aquarium. If you want to have your ocean actually look like that, just cut out the plastic. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions? No? Okay, thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it.